Hi, it's Richard here. I'm making some legs, tapered legs for a desk, and in the past I would take the square leg stock to my friend and use his bandsaw. He's away at the moment, so I had to come up with an alternative method of cutting the taper on two sides of each leg, and I decided that I wanted to use my Festool tracksaw. Now, unlike a table saw, obviously a tracksaw, the blade comes down, and that prevents certain problems when you want to cut a taper on a leg. And I explained how I built this jig, and maybe some other users would find it useful. What I did was I got a scrap piece of plywood and I screwed two fences at either end of the leg to hold the leg from moving backwards and forwards. I then lined up my legs, which are obviously all the same length and the same thickness, and obviously before the taper was cut, the legs would all lie flat. I then took my guide rail, laid it on the cut line. This is a square piece, so I would lay it on the cut line and I would cut a taper. This is the waist here. I would cut a taper on each of the four legs, and as each taper was cut, I'd move one to the back and bring the next one forward, and so on. And I'd have a nice flat surface, and it's a very safe cut, and I'd have four legs with one taper on each, cut on each leg. The problem is then, how do you cut the second taper on the perpendicular face? Because when you want to, if you can imagine the problem, the leg doesn't want to lie flat. It has a flat part for the first 4 or 5 inches of the leg, and then it tapers. So you have an issue. If you were to lay the leg like this, somehow clamp it in place, your blade would be 2 inches above the surface here, and then it would obviously go down to maybe 1 inch, and you'd have a sloping guide rail. So that's a problem. And if you turned it the other way, you wouldn't have a flat surface. So what I did was I kept the offcuts and I screwed them. These are the offcuts from the first taper, and I screwed them into the sacrificial piece of plywood here. That would allow my legs to have a nice taper to rest on and allow me to cut the second taper, like so. Again, I would move one to the end, then bring the next one forward, and so on. And eventually I would have all my 4 legs cut. So this is a very simple jig and very effective, and it provided a nice clean cut, as the Festool tracksaw always does. And I hope that other users or other viewers of this little video might find it useful in future. Thanks for watching.